For this swag, I am using a 24-inch white swag base. I'm just gonna fluff up the tinsels. And then we can start adding the mesh. You're gonna be cutting a 10-inch yard of mesh at 20 inches. I'm using my self-healing mat and a rotary cutter. Just gonna clean up the edge a little bit. For this swag, we're gonna be doing about, I'm gonna cut 12 pieces. After having all your mesh cut, you should have 6 pieces left after cutting it at 20 inches. So you'll have 6 pieces at 20 inches left. You always want to make sure that you're leaving yourself a note about how much is left on here, because there's been times where I have gone to reach for a mesh and then I don't have enough. So I just put a little piece of tape on there, and then I'll just put 6 pieces at 20 inches. That way I know relatively how much is on there, and then if I need to make longer cuts or shorter cuts, at least I have an idea of how much length is on here. Or you can just put the inches on there, but I don't feel like doing that. For this, we're just gonna do a cruffle. You see? So I'm just gonna roll in the edge. This will help keep the fraying down. And then roll in the other side. You can use a chip clip if you want to. And then I'm just gonna scrunch down the middle. You can adjust it. You know, my nails are really long right now. I don't usually have them this long, but I need to redo them. And it is really hard for me to scrunch mesh when I do this. Like, I feel like my nails are trying to grip the mesh and not my fingertips. Like, I literally stopped wearing long nails because of this. So we're just going to go in between the ties. So I'm gonna do one down this way, one down the middle, and then one down the other side. So you can kind of just see where your ties are to kind of judge where, but I'm gonna start up here at the top, and I'm gonna place it down as close as I can to the frame, and I'm gonna give it a couple twists. You want to make sure that it's not going to go anywhere. And then you can do it either horizontally or you can turn them this way. I'm probably going to do it this, like horizontally, because I am going to do one down the middle. I'm going to go ahead and add the rest. Here's what the base looks like with the mesh, and this is only 12 pieces. So, you know, it doesn't, if you want to add more, you can. Like, if you need more base, go for it. But I'm going to be putting a lot of stuff in here, so I don't necessarily see the point in it. I just wanted the mesh just for more points of contact to be gluing. So that's what we're going to do. And then, hold the phone. This is the jewel we're using. This is a burgundy color. So I got this jewel. I'm pretty sure this is not, I think this is a Farrisilk. I'm not sure, because I don't think Hobby Lobby sells this burgundy color. It is a Farrisilk. I remember I ordered this. This is a Farrisilk burgundy gem. And then I have this ginormous. Okay, when I say this thing is ginormous, this is my hand. Alrighty, this is my hand, and I have little hands. This is the gem. Oh, that actually looks really cool. This is the gem, okay? It fits inside of it. This is a roll of ribbon. Do you see that? This are wire cutters. Did I prove my point? Like, this is huge. When I say this flower is huge, it's taking up space. It's taking up real estate, okay? Sheet thick, okay? So we're gonna put that in here. Probably right there. And then I think I'm gonna do the gem. I like to pre-lay out where I'm gonna put stuff before I glue it down or tie it down. I don't want to hide the jewel. I want it just kind of peekabooing. I think I'm gonna go higher though, because I'm gonna get a bow up here, and then I'm gonna do like a pretty like ribbon tail right there. But I think before I do that, I think I'm actually gonna make my bow first, so that way I can see kind of where, how big I want it. Here are the ribbons. This is the ribbon stack I'm going to be using today. Actually, I think we'll do it this way. So this is a 4-inch velvet burgundy. And then I have the Harley Quinn black and gold designer ribbon. This is gorgeous. This is a 2.5 inch. And then this is it's gold, but I feel like it's more champagne-y gold. This is a 5/8 inch. And then this is black. It feels kind of like a satin with a gold trim. This is a 1-inch ribbon. Well, actually, maybe we'll do that because I like the smallest ribbon on the bottom. So this is the bow stock we're going to be doing. And then let me get my bow maker. I'm going to be using the Easy Bow Maker to make my bow. So I think I'm going to do, let me see. I'm thinking I might do some, or should I do the bow up top? Because I don't know if I want like long ribbon tails cascading. I can do the bow loops here. No, I'm not gonna do any cascading tails. So I'm just gonna fold over. I swear sometimes the ribbons, like the wire starts coming out. So annoying. So I'm just gonna fold over the edge. Some ribbons you may need to glue it down. You can if you want to, but I'm just gonna fold it 3 times. And for this one, after it's folded, it's about an 11-inch tail. I may cut it, I don't know. I'm gonna put it between the prongs, and then I'm gonna give it a good twist on the opposite side of the tail. And I know I'm gonna have the tail going up. Y'all, I gotta leave in like a few minutes to go pick up my daughter. So I'm gonna try to make this bow lickety split. I'm actually watching Home Alone right now. It's playing in the background, you know, because it's Christmas. Just kidding. So for the loop, let me see. I think I'm gonna do a 6-inch loop. Actually, I'm gonna do 6.5. I want a big, big bow. I don't want it to get lost, is what I'm saying. I don't want the loops to get lost. So we're gonna do big loops. And I'm gonna check to make sure that that's actually big enough, because with that flower, you know, you want it to stand out. So I'm just gonna put this on here. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I love this color. The burgundy is gorgeous. Okay, I think that will be good. And then I'm gonna cut the same size length of a tail. I'm gonna cut it a little bit longer just so I can fold over the edge again. For the next ribbon, I'm going to dovetail it. And this ribbon's really nice because you can actually use either side of it. It's really pretty. So I'm gonna make the tail length the same size. I'm just gonna eyeball it compared to the other one. And these ribbons have really thick wires in them. These are really nice, high quality ribbons. So these are really gonna hold their shape. I'm gonna go down about a 1/2 inch. I'm just gonna eyeball it. Yeah, I have to leave literally like 20 minutes earlier to pick my daughter up because I have to go through another school to pick up my daughter, and I'm sorry, they are barbarians, okay? They are absolute barbarians. They're literally parked, I'm not kidding, they're parked in the street trying to pick up their children or their child, whoever, and they're just like walking all over the street. Like it's absolutely chaos, and I just don't want to deal with it. So now I just leave earlier. And yeah, it's just, I don't know, school zones are crazy. Oh my gosh, y'all, this right here is stunning. This by itself is gorgeous. Like I could do a whole nother wreath just with this. This is absolutely gorgeous. The next one I'm going in with is the 1-inch ribbon. For this one, I'm just gonna angle it. This one's nice too because you can actually use the backside for it as well. So I'm gonna go up, just eyeball the tail to be about, I'm gonna measure the tip of it to where the point is. And then if I need it to be shorter, I can always cut it later. And then for this one, again, I'm just gonna do a half inch smaller on either side. I think I'm gonna do 3 loops on this one. Oof, oh my gosh. The wire's sticking out on here. Okay, but I'm actually gonna flip it because I want the tail, oh, well, I guess never mind. I wanted the tail to come out on the other side, but whatever. It's okay. Okay, and the last one we're using is this little one, and again, I'm just gonna angle it. This is a different color gold. This one's definitely more champagne-y, but I think it's okay because the Magnolia has some different shades in it, so. And plus the Harley Quinn also, like when it kind of like shifts, the gold kind of shifts a little bit, so it's fine. So for this one, I'm gonna go down 1/2 inch smaller. And then for this one, I'm gonna do 3 loops. I'm not gonna do a center loop because I wanna put something inside of the middle of the bow. So pretty. We're gonna slip the bow carefully off of the Easy Bow Maker, and I'm gonna use a zip tie and a Chanel stem. So I'm just gonna go down between all the layers, and be careful not to shift your ribbon around. And once you get it tightened down, you're gonna slip that pipe cleaner in there. So So you can do like half of it, or you can just make it a little bit shorter. So I'm gonna go a little bit shorter on it so that I have more length to like slip it down into the swag. And then if it does shift a little, it's fine. Just move it back. And then I want these to pucker up quite a bit, so I'm gonna tighten it pretty tight. And then you can just kind of move around your ribbon and your tails if you want. You're gonna do that on the swag too, so you know, you can do that if you want to or not. And then you're gonna snip off the end of this zip tie because you don't need that. And then you can also twist the remaining of that Chanel stem around. And don't worry about the center being exposed because I am gonna put something in the middle right there. So all you're gonna do is slip this down into the swag where you want it. And you can tighten it around the spine of the swag base. Right, so I changed my mind. I just felt like I don't usually do half length like that on my Chanel stems, and it just feels kind of loose to me. So instead of like taking the whole thing out, I'm just gonna wrap, which I should have just done in the first place. I'm just gonna wrap a zip tie around it. And tighten it. I'm going to push it more towards the back. And don't worry about seeing the zip tie. You can wrap one of the Chanel stems around it if you want to, but honestly, I don't think it matters because like the mesh is black, and then, you know, if it bothers you, just go like that. You can't see it at all, and this is nice and snug on there. So we're gonna fluff this out to the ribbon so you can position where you want them. Now that we have our bow attached, I'm gonna go ahead and place our ginormous Magnolia. For this, again, I'm also going to use a couple zip ties, and I'm going to use hot glue as well to make sure she's secured. So I already know I want it over here, so I'm gonna find the base. And I'm just gonna shove it in. You wanna get on top of the spine, and then using your zip ties, you can actually go from the bottom if you want, because you won't see it, the top of the zip tie. You know, I need to wear gloves when I make these. Like the evergreen always gives me a rash. Like my skin's definitely really sensitive to like evergreen material. Every time I decorate my Christmas tree, I get a rash from it, and yeah, it's pretty common. And these zip ties are hard. I don't know what's wrong with these ones. These ones are hard to tighten down. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the other one, and then I'll add some glue on it. Next, we're gonna be adding our jewel. Usually I add a cable mount to the back, but I want it to kind of like stick up like this a little bit more. So I don't necessarily feel, and it's a small one, like I need it. And I see a lot of people just tie it on here. So that's what I'm going to do. I could do a zip tie. Maybe I'll do a zip tie. Should I do a zip tie? I don't know. You know, I'm gonna do a Chanel stem because I feel like it might be kind of hard with the zip tie. And then I'll also glue it down. And this will also help push the Magnolia up there. And then don't worry about seeing this because it's going to be down into the base. So I'm going to go down to the spine. And then I'm just going to wrap it around it. And make sure you have it positioned where you want. I mean, right now it's not like glued down or anything, but once, you know, once you're ready to glue it, yeah, you're not going to be able to get that off. So make sure it's where you want it. I'm going to add a smaller bow right here. I'm going to do like a top down bow. So hopefully that will try to fill out the space right there. So I'm going to use my bow maker. If you can make a bow by hand, you go ahead. I don't do that. I like using this bow maker. It has helped me a lot making bows, and honestly it hurts my hands to do it, so that's why I do this. And then if the little wires are sticking out, just cut those. So I'm just gonna pre-measure out. I know I'm gonna have like a small tail up that way, and then I think I'll start with my longer tail. So this is about 14 inches-ish. So I'm gonna put it in the bow maker, twist it just like before. And then this one, I'm gonna make a 6-inch loop, one on each side. Okay, so once you get that, and then I also am going to account for like having to roll the ribbon. So I'm just going to cut a little bit extra. And then again, just roll the ribbon. You can glue it down if you need to. Do you guys like this angle of video? Is this a good angle? Let me know. I can try to do an overhead-ish. I think I've done some videos like that before. I don't remember. But I've tried out a few angles on here. Let me know if you like this angle, if it's a good angle. If there's a different angle you'd prefer, that would be really helpful to let me know. I'm going to use this ribbon with it also. This one I am going to dovetail, so I'm just going to fold it in half and then cut up towards the open end. And then I'm going to make, oh, you know what? I folded this one the wrong way. Whoopsies. Whatever, I'll fix that after. I just noticed I folded that the wrong way. I mean, you can do it that way, but that's not the way I wanted it. So this one I'm just gonna do a little 1/2 inch smaller. So I'm gonna do about a 5.5 inch loop. This ribbon is so thick. Like, it is very, very thick. I have my bow on, but I want the jewel and the bow, like the jewel, to kind of be sitting into that bow. So I'm going to be adding some hot glue and then pushing it onto there. You want to make sure you add a lot of hot glue so that it really does stay on there. All right, finished getting the bow down, and now I want to add all of the extra embellishments. I don't think I'm gonna add any more ribbon. It looks pretty ribbony to me. I do have these black glittery ferns, so I'm gonna add some of those. I believe I got these from Creek Road. I'm not really sure, but most likely I got those from Creek Road. Most of this, like these gold ones and the red ones and the black ones, probably came from creekroad.net. You can find them on Etsy, or they have their own website. Okay, so I have 2 of these finial ornaments. They're different, but that's okay. I have, this might have came from Hobby Lobby, like a pack of ornaments. And then I already pre-pulled some stuff I want to use. I have these 2 glitter ball ornaments. I'm sure these are from Hobby Lobby also, but you can probably find those anywhere. I have this one random. I'm kind of hesitant to use this. It's very, very delicate, but it's really beautiful. So I don't know. I want to use it, but we'll see. And I also pulled a bunch of random little ornaments too if I want to use those. And then I might use this, I might not, but that's everything I have for embellishment. Oh, wait. I have these velvet ornaments. These are definitely from Hobby Lobby. There's 3 colors in here. There's like a hunter green, the burgundy, black. So I might use the burgundy or the black. I'm not sure yet. I'm gonna pre-lay out where I want everything. Can you see? Oh my gosh. I hope was it out of frame this whole time? I'm so sorry if it was. Oh my goodness. That would be like literally such a waste of a video if that was. Oh my gosh. I don't have my front facing camera go like towards me. I have my back camera because, you know, it's better quality. Anyways, if it was, I'm sorry. I guess I'll know when I edit this. Anyways, I'm thinking I'm gonna put one here. I'm not gonna do it like sticking straight out. I'm probably gonna angle it, but I'll probably do the opposite way since this is coming out this way. I'm gonna switch the direction. And then I really wanted to go like up here with it. I just don't know if it's gonna get lost like underneath that bow. I kind of like it right there, but that's okay if it's just like, it's just the tip, just the tip sticking out. And then this, if I was gonna use it, put it right there in the bow. Whoopsie. And then these, let's see if I have something there. I don't know if I want these in here, to be honest. I feel like I would need 3. And I'd have to climb back up there because I could have one right here, and then another one up here. I think I'm gonna add the ferns first, and then I'll go back around and add the little ornaments in because I can always add those afterwards. So I'm just gonna cut these up, and then I'm gonna go around. I'm just gonna go around and then just glue them in. So I'm sure I'll use all of this. Maybe not all the gold because this is a lot, but I'm definitely gonna use up all the black. Okay, I was cutting these and I just realized there's a Hobby Lobby sticker on these. So I must have gotten these for 90% off Hobby Lobby last year for $1. So that was a really good deal. But this is the size that I want. I mean, I have small hands, but that's about the size if you're curious. And then you want to try to have a stem on it. If your leaves, like these, come down too far, just cut these little pieces off and then you have a longer stem. But you need that so, you know, get it in there, okay? So all I'm doing is just cutting. The stem's actually really thick. She's thick. Snip, snip. Okay, but I'm pretty sure the black, it's glittery. The black and the red definitely did not come from Hobby Lobby. I got all of the embellishments, all the picks added. I might go back and add more gold just to fill it out a little bit, but now I'm gonna add these in. I'm not gonna wire them in, they're so light. I'm just gonna put a ton of hot glue on the tip and then like the back side, and I'm just gonna have it poking out a little bit. I think since the tails are going that way, I think I'm gonna try to angle it the other way. I think that will look better. But there's a nice, there's like this tie right here that I can really just get this into. So yeah, you want to literally load it with glue, and then don't forget the side is going to be sticking to with all the mesh. Y'all, I need to get a glue pot and a bigger glue gun. Like this thing, it's been great having it. You know, I needed it. But I don't know, I didn't realize I bought a small one. I just thought they were all the same size, and I didn't realize I bought a mini one. So yeah, my bad. So I'm just gonna hold this there for a few minutes. I added more of this gold fern leaves, but I do want to add these ornaments. I just felt like it needed a little bit more, so I'm gonna add 3. I'm gonna add one down here underneath the tails, and then one right in here next to the flower, and then I'm also gonna add a 3rd one up here underneath the bow, so it's, you know, traveling down. And then once I have those in, we're just about done. I'm just gonna use the rest of whatever I have here. So whatever after that needs to be, you know, filled in, I'll go ahead and do that. But I'm not gonna wire these in. Again, these are really, really light. You can if you want to. I'm just gonna put a ton of hot glue and just, you know, shove it in there. I'll put like a little pick on it though. So I'm gonna use these. These are just regular, like, I don't know what you call these. Can't think right now. But they're in the floral area, and I'm just gonna slip the wire through. And then I'm gonna slip it down through again. And I will add hot glue, but this will just help to give like an extra point of contact when you're gluing this into the base. You could use a Chanel stem, you could use an extra floral pick that you have, anything like that will work. And then if you don't have any of that, honestly, just get one of those ties and, you know, use that to help secure it on there. So I'm gonna add some hot glue onto here, and then I'll let that dry for a good minute, and then I'll cut off probably like half of that, and then we'll be ready to put it in. I finished gluing those in, and I forgot that I was considering adding these in. I just don't know where I would put these. And then I don't know if I really like the burgundy. I mean, I like the burgundy, but maybe the black. Let me grab the black real quick. Maybe the black might look nicer. Oh, you know what? The black really pops on there. But where would I put? Okay, so if I have one there, then maybe one up here. Let me grab the rest of them. Okay, so I put one there, and then I would need to come up over here somewhere. And then maybe right here next to the finial, like just have it peekabooing out a little. Or we could do right here. That could work too. Still not sure. I don't know if I'm gonna put anything in the middle of this bow. The little loops are kind of hiding like the center loop, so you don't really see it, but I'll probably go in and just add like some of these in there. I do have a lot of little pieces and a lot of glue strings to move around, but I think I like that. These are really pretty. I'm gonna hang it up and look at it, see if I like it. So for these ones, since they're pretty smaller, you may need to, I'm gonna put some glue in here just to make sure it doesn't pop out. So I'm just gonna add some glue, a gabagool. I mean, you can do this on the outside too, but oh my god, I hope I don't burn my fingers. It's really hot. Oh, okay. Why is the top like this? Oh my lord. Okay, I got it. Don't worry about it being a mess. You're not going to see that. Okay, so we're just going to glue the top instead of the inside. So yeah, I would just put glue like around the edge so it doesn't pop off. Not the kind of popping off we want. And then I'm just going to use a chenille stem instead. I'm going to cut this in half and then use that as the way to give it something else to like stick onto in there. So here's what it looks like. I just folded it in half, and then one side I wrapped it around the thing, and then this part I just folded it over again, and I'm gonna put a bunch of hot glue on it, and then this will help give it some more places for contact to put in there. You can use one of these too, but I just don't feel like doing that again. This is just fine.